It's been a frosty start to the weekend in our backyard homestead. Even the weeds are looking pretty icy. The broad bean is looking very sad to say the least. We'll come back and check on her later. There's some flowers here. I'm really hoping they become beans. The borage is looking beautiful, a little icy too. The parsley didn't escape it. The purple carrots are also icy. This whole bed is covered in frostiness. A little bit here on the Brussels sprouts too. And on my funny little kale. The side of the yard is sunny. It's pretty much like this in winter here. One side of the yard is sunny, the other side is shaded most of the day. The sprouts from last week's vlog were ready and they went into several meals throughout the week. This is just one of them. We also made some cheesy muffins. They were really great because it was such a cold day, so very comforting. Decided to plant out a celery seedling that had sort of grown itself in a pot unexpectedly on my windowsill. So here it goes into the garden, hoping for a nice big celery to come from this lovely little surprise I had. This is to protect it from my cat. Oh, speak of the devil. He likes to climb on me when I'm trying to do things that require not falling over. More weeds for me to attack this weekend, but here's a look at the yarrow I transplanted recently. Lots of new little bushy bits, a lemon balm I moved as well, and some little feverfews. I'm setting up a new herb garden to complement my original herb garden at the other end of the yard. Now I've learned about this horrible weed, ragweed, and how it's likely to give hay fever. Here's a look at one of our ferns and how it's getting on. It got bitten by the frost a while back before we got our frost cloth up, but it looks like it's going to be okay in the end. Here's Thor again, guarding the yard, keeping an eye on things and getting some sunshine. My pea has got its first flower on it now. I'm very excited to see the pod emerge. And look, the sun is all over my lawn, but not over my vegetable garden. At least my washing line is in the sun, though no washing is out yet, and lots of sun in the greenhouse. Here are the cabbages I planted out recently in a previous video, along with some lettuces that have really taken off. Back to more weeding. It's time to get rid of these. This kale here will replace the one that you've seen earlier in the video. It's getting a little eaten here, so I surrounded it by some shells just to see if that would keep the slugs away. And the weeds are going to be filling up this bucket soon. Luckily this weed comes out really quite easily, but it has a pretty nasty taproot on it, so you want to get it out properly. There's lots of little weeds in here. I'm actually working towards putting down some rocks to try and suppress those weeds a bit further, and just for us to have a little path. Here's one of the lettuces that you saw earlier in the garden, and of course I'm making some more vegetable broth with some scraps this weekend. There's my lunch. I'm going to add some balsamic vinegar to that. Yum yum. So here's the fruits of my labour of doing a lot of weeding. These pavers are going to be surrounded by rocks, and there's going to be a little path there along with that new herb garden I mentioned. And the broad bean is looking okay. She seems to have recovered from the little bit of frozen situation she had going on this morning. And this kale is starting to want to flower, so it's better that I pick some for dinner tonight before we end up with the leaves not tasting quite so nice. Bit of silver beet too for my dinner. Andrew's cooking tonight, so I'm gathering these in for him. Nice big handful. Off we go to deliver them. See you later. Thank you for watching.